Welcome to another edition of Geek Culture Out of the Box. So today we have for you Sideshow Collectibles 1/5 scale She-Ra Princess of Power.
Yes.
And so this is part of an ongoing series. They have Skeletor, He-Man, Evil Lyn, She-Ra, and Orko. We will have Orko for you in the second part of this review coming up. So first, let's start off by telling you guys the height of this thing. So on the base, total height, 18 inches. She-Ra on the top of the base is 15 inches. The base is approximately 9 inches wide in diameter. If you go with the wing, it is 5 inches tall. If you go with the top platform that She-Ra is on, it is about 4.5 inches. The weight is, I don't know, about 10, 15 pounds. We didn't have a scale.
Yeah.
I'll bring that next time. Bring that next time. The sword is metal. It's got some nice etching on it. My only thing about the sword is that
you just wish it was more pointed.
I wish it was more pointed, and it's kind of wide. See if our cameraman can catch that. It's kind of wide, but it's great that it is metal. That's always a plus. And you may notice in the 360 or as the cameraman zooms in, there is just about a millimeter of a gap in the base. Now, what I will tell you is there is some paint on the back of the peg, so that is preventing it from going all the way down. But I guarantee you, if I sat there and
wiggled it and
chipped off that paint, it'd slide right in. So go ahead and tell us about your pros on this statue, Diego.
Well, you know what I do like. For me, I was telling Lewis before we did the review. I love the muscle. I guess the muscle structure on her legs is that you can see. I don't know if you can see right there. If the camera can pick it up, you can see her knee. And then there's another muscle. Then another muscle. I love it because she's standing on one leg almost. So it gives you that muscle. That
support.
Yeah. It just tells.
The tendons.
You see the tendons. You see. You just see that structure, and then right here you can see the bone structure as far as her. Her clavicle. And then you can see the muscles in her neck. Love that piece, or just love that part when again the attention to detail
in the sculpt.
Yes, her hands. I always pay attention to when it comes to when it comes to I guess human pieces. How delicate maybe the female's hands are, and right here they got her hands perfect. And then not only that, I don't know if you can see it. They get that little white part of if you look at your nails. It's that little, I don't know what exactly the name. I don't know what you call it in real life, but they add that. You can see it over here on this part, and it's those little details which make the piece, really really nice or attractive to some.
It's interesting. I'm looking at it. I'm analyzing it as you're talking about your highlights on it, and what stuck out to me is, do you remember when we did the Red Sun Wonder Woman review?
No, man, that's been a while.
Yeah, it's a couple years.
Oh God!
But the hair is very similar in style to Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. And now the difference is, this is resin. The Wonder Woman was actually PVC.
Oh wow!
So, but I thought it was interesting that they went with that almost a similar look of the hair flowing to the left, like they did with Wonder Woman. Yeah. The cape was a very nice touch. If you can get it angled right. To where it looks like it's blowing.
You can get it flared out, But again, it has wire in here to where you can manipulate it however you want. I think we manipulated where it's flared out,
and it comes off. It attaches to the shoulder piece, which feels like it's actually PVC, so you don't have to worry too much about breaking. I'm not going to bend it too much, but there's the little piece, and it attaches to the hole. Goes in her shoulder right here. So very nice. You can display her without it, but without it, it'll just be just like that.
And again, we're gonna turn around again. The muscles, even without the cape, they still pay attention to the detail. Remember, when she has her arm extended. Well, again, remember your muscles.
Tricep is gonna be flexed.
Your triflex. I mean, your tricep's gonna be flexed. So you know what? They pay attention to that. Her back. You can see her shoulder blades. The muscles on the back too.
Let me lift her head off, and there you go. You can see that.
You can see it. And for those artists who are paying attention to the those very little details, excellent. And that's what
sculptors.
Yes, that's what I look for.
Sculptors and the painters,
Yes.
great job.
Yeah, great job.
Great job. Her face is beautiful. We didn't see any blemishes. The makeup looks great. It's a beautiful likeness. We did find a flaw on the top right next, on the right side of her crown. It looks like one of the painters at the factory got a finger in there.
Yeah.
So I've got a fingerprint. I can ID you.
It has ridges. It's right there. It's right there. Okay.
So there's a fingerprint there.
Yeah. You know, which is small.
Yeah.
You know, which is small, but I guess we'll get into our, you know, I wouldn't say cons, but you know what, where they could have probably improved.
Okay.
You know, again, we were talking about, it would have been nice to, you know what, maybe this button, you know, this right here, yes, it's a diamond, but what if it would have been nice if you pushed it and it lit up?
The ice lit up,
Yeah, like,
and then maybe it had her song.
Yes.
Or, you know, when She-Ra got her power, you had that.
You know, like, we had that.
What she says, like He-Man,
Yeah.
I have the power.
Again, she is the twin sister of He-Man, or Adam.
Yeah.
Well, you know, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, you know, but it's not, again, it's a nitpick, but you know what, it would have been nice to just have that glow.
Yes, the icicles glow.
Yeah.
Would have been a very nice touch.
Now, what we were talking about is that we remember She-Ra, the cartoon, her, I guess her, well, I won't say her blouse, but her outfit, it was just pure white.
Yes.
And that's what
and we looked at
cartoon,
the pictures from the cartoon and some other pictures, and it's white. Sideshow decided to give it this blue hue. So the boots are white, the gauntlets are white, but the dress has a blue hue to it.
Yeah. If you look at it real close, you can see like it looks like primer underneath, and then they painted it with the white. But it, you know, for me, I'm looking at it. You know what? It probably gives it gives it that leather look. That leather.
Maybe they were going for pearl. You know, it's kind of like a pearl.
I'm assuming the leather look. You know, in order to do the leather look, how did they do it? Because if you did it pure white, it's just gonna look.
You're not gonna see the shadows.
Yeah.
The details.
You get to see the details, but the thing is, you know, I guess they have to give it that leather look, so they put that primer underneath. It's not bad, you know, but it all depends on which, you know, what you like. If you're part of that cartoon, you're like, I want it all white, well then you're gonna be disappointed. But if you like that leather look, well then this piece is for you. But you know, again, it's a little nitpick. It's not. It's very minute. But for me, it would have been nice just to, you know, maybe press that button and then the lights. But again, that's only improvement. There's very little flaws about this piece. Yeah. Very, very little.
And the exclusive, this is the regular. The exclusive actually had a shield to it, which I really didn't need the shield.
Yeah.
You know, she's beautiful like this. The cape is good enough. Again, she is 4th in the series. Again, Skeletor, He-Man, Evelyn, and now She-Ra. And then on the second half of this review, we're going to have Orko, who's number 5. Of course, we're all waiting for Battlecat. Of course, we're all waiting for Panther. And we'll see, you know, how Sideshow continues on with this series. But for the 4th edition in the series, it's a great series.
It is. You know, I kind of wish that Sideshow did the original 4. Which were, I mean, the original 5, I think, if I remember right.
On each side?
No, because remember, it was, for the bad guys, it was Skeletor, Beastmaster. For the good guys, it was He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Tila. And then they had Battlecat. That was the original, but that was the original 6, right?
Okay.
You know,
No, that's cool. I get what you're saying. I thought you were talking maybe like the original 5 for the He-Man side and the original 5 for Skeletor.
No. The original 5, when the Masters of the Universe first came out.
Man, look at you, you 80s nerd.
When they first came out, they only came out with those characters.
Because see, He-Man is my thing. You're the Transformer guy. He-Man is my thing, but I'm just not a nerd like that.
Well, the thing is, you know, I did collect He-Man too, and I do have some upstairs.
Never seen him. All these years we've known each other, I've never seen your He-Man.
I do have them, but I remember the original 5. And it would have been nice to, you know, to have that, you know, as far as the, you know, the statues.
Trapjaw and Merman were always my favorites. So seeing if Sideshow does Trapjaw and Merman, I mean, just in the way that they're doing the style for this. Now, the other thing was, I wanted to point out before we catch up to Orko, is that I'm a bigger He-Man collector than he is. And at my house, I have the PCS life-size He-Man bust, the PCS Skeletor bust, the PCS quarter-scale Filmation He-Man, and the Filmation Skeletor. And so I ordered the PCS Battlecat, and I was going to order the He-Man that goes with it, but I had to decide because I had the Sideshow pieces. I'm like, okay, I have too much. Maybe I'll get rid of the Sideshow He-Man and Evelyn, and I'll just get the He-Man and the Battlecat. And I said, you know what? I don't really need that He-Man that goes with that Battlecat. I'll just pick up the rest of the Sideshow line. And I'm glad I did. Stick around with us. At the end of this review, we will have all of them displayed together so you can get the overall picture and you know, you'll have your thoughts. Do I want to collect this line? Do I want to hunt it down? You want to catch it before the price continues to go up, because the price is already on the rise. She was, I got her at Big Bad Toy Store for, I believe it was $435, $450. She is number 35, low number again.
Yeah, low number. Yeah.
Of 1250. So 1250 pieces, number 35. Again, a second low number from Big Bad Toy Store for us in the last couple of weeks. So
and a solid piece, guys. This is a solid piece. It's not, you know, it's
nothing
good work, Sideshow. Good work. Again, you know, things where you can improve, but
no, nothing major.
Yeah, nothing major.
You know, the quality has continued to improve, and we encourage that. So stick around with us. Going over to Orko next. It is the exclusive Orko. As you saw in the 360, the exclusive is the spell book, which has the two swords. We can't remember the name of them.
Well, one is the power sword. You have the power sword, and and the thing is, I remember, you know, very vaguely, is that you're supposed to mash up the two swords, and you're supposed to make the sword of eternity.
One sword, yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And as you can see right here, so it does provide those little Easter eggs. So you got this sword, the power sword, and you got I cannot remember what that sword is, but maybe the spell is in there, you know, to create the power of the swords.
It's a nice little touch. The little Easter eggs.
Yes.
The common piece is the scepter. It doesn't seem to come out of his hand, but it does move around loosely. And then it's got a stone. You hardcore Master Universe geeks may know what, you know, the name of the stone is. I think it would be cooler if it would have been a translucent stone, like a gemstone or something. It looks more like, you know, like a rock or sandstone. This bad boy stands
supposed to be 18 inches or no?
15 inches. Just at 15 inches. The base is approximately 7 inches wide, and he doesn't weigh very much. I would say maybe 5 to 7 pounds. And you can display him, if you get the exclusive, you can display him either way with the scepter or that. I like the scepter.
No, and again, this is a real nice piece from Sideshow. I like the distress on his sleeves. Yeah, on his sleeves, you can see that the wear and tear of it. It's got the little holes. Again, I was never a fan of Orko because in the cartoons, he was always that comic, goofy.
Look at the scene.
Yeah, you know, he kind of reminded me of Gonzo not Gonzo, Groger from Sesame Street.
See if you can get that scene, camera lady. You know, I was on the edge of saying this is a very high 9 for Sideshow, but then there is a casting seam. It looks like right there on his sleeve.
Yeah, I can't see it.
I'll turn it. See it right there? Look at that sleeve.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Because it's not on the other one. See, if it was on both, then it's my mistake. But it's not. There's a casting seam on that sleeve, and then this one, there's not. So, darn it, Sideshow. What I got to give Sideshow credit. Sideshow is hit or miss. Not everything they make is amazing. Once in a great while, they have a really amazing piece, and then it's a couple of, you know, mediocre pieces. When it comes to line, the 1/5 scale lines, the Mythos line was amazing, and I regret never picking that up. Now, I didn't pick it up because I didn't like the price. They were doing $250 to $300 for a 1/5 scale, which was a couple of bucks under quarter scale. I'm like, I'm not paying more for less. So I never picked that up. But collectors will tell you that line has stood the test of time. It was a really great line, and they should have continued it. Now they have the Masters of the Universe line. This is the 5th piece in the line. And again, the detail is good. The paint is good.
Yes.
The pose is good. You know, so it's a really great line.
And you know, and again, to add this spell book right here, it's even better. It's just missing one touch, and for me, it's just the glow.
Well, it's 2 things.
Yeah.
If the smoke glowed, if it had a light feature where you press it on and it glowed, that would be cool. And you got to get in on fine details, man. If it didn't have that seam, this would have been a high caliber piece.
Or maybe, you know what? And if it just glowed, maybe, you know, the scepter glowed.
That would be cool.
It would have been like a 10. Sideshow, you nailed it. You know, great piece, right? But, you know, there's some flaws, but room for improvement.
Always room for improvement.
Always room for improvement. But again, I like this piece because they made Orko dark. And, you know, and I like that. If they had made them cartoon accurate, I would have been like, okay.
We got that from PCS. You know, we have the He-Man with the cartoon accurate Orko. We've got something more realistic with Sideshow, and that's why we like this line. The Skeletor's cool, the He-Man's cool, the She-Ra's cool, the Evil Lynn's cool. You geeks, if you hang around for the rest of this review, at the end, we're going to do a 360 with the 4 pieces. Skeletor wasn't here on time. He couldn't be part of the group. Sorry. Maybe we'll have it, you know, if we do a preview out at one of the events that we do. But
most importantly, I mean, again, there's talks about doing the Masters of the Universe live action.
Well, people are starting to cast it online. There's no official casting, but people are like, who would you cast as Man-at-Arms?
Yeah.
And this guy had all these other ones.
If they're going to do Orko, do it like this. Don't do the goofy cartoon Orko, please.
Nah, yeah, please. Do it like this.
Do it like
realistic.
This. Yes. But and I could totally buy into it.
They already casted He-Man, from what I understand. Don't ask me what his name was. I just saw the headline, and so that's where people started casting for Evil Lynn and Teela and Man-at-Arms. And an interesting casting for Man-at-Arms, Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, he's
Kurt Russell with the mustache.
No, I can see it because the thing is, remember, Man-at-Arms is supposed to be, I guess, you know, I want to say a guide. He's supposed to be, I guess, you're almost like your first sergeant. Yeah, your mentor. You know, like your first sergeant. Not only that, he's supposed to be, holy crap, Teela.
Teela's dad.
Yeah, Teela's dad. Yeah. Right, yeah, Teela. I was about to say She-Ra. I go, no, She-Ra is He-Man's sister. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, no. So he goes, yeah, so it's supposed to be Teela's dad. So, and I could get it. It's just, for me, you know, his build, is it going to be...
Man-at-Arms?
Yeah, because remember...
Put him in the armor. You know, he doesn't. Kurt Russell doesn't have to get jacked up. Put him in the armor, but make sure, you know, he's got those broad, big shoulders and that mushroom-looking helmet.
Yeah.
You gotta stick with the original, you know, artwork. You know, you can stray from a little freedom, creative freedom, like Sideshow did.
Are they gonna make him green?
Well, that too, green and yellow.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So, off that tangent, back to the Sideshow. This, I have to encourage Sideshow. Please continue the line. Give us a Faker. Give us a Beast Man. Give us a Merman.
Are they doing was it Manny Faces?
I don't know.
Right? I could swear, you know, if you do Manny Faces and you're able to do
turn the head, that would be cool.
Man.
That would be cool.
Ram Man? Do they have Ram Man?
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm pleading to Sideshow to continue the line. I think this line can do well for you. I think you should go back and revisit the Mythos line and continue that. That was a great line. Stratos, Buzz Off.
Yes. The Sorceress, did they do
Sorceress? No.
Did they do that? No.
PCS did.
Man, you could do so much with the He-Man, you know.
But, you know, don't go too far like Mattel did. Mattel started making it and it blew up. You know, the MOTU blew up again. But then they started really doing characters off the reservoir. You're like, whoa, who the hell is that guy?
You remember when they had, like, it was like a Stinkor.
Yeah,
Stinkor, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always wanted that character. I never got him.
I don't know if I had Stinkor. You know what? I want Faker. I want to see Sideshow do Faker.
Well, you know, I had Faker, but, you know, Stinkor, wasn't it like when you bought him, he actually stunk?
Yeah, he actually stunk. Him and Mossman.
Yeah.
Remember Mossman had a smell?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that Sideshow has ever done a piece that's been flocked. There's an opportunity, Sideshow. Do a Mossman, have it flocked, and then let us review it. I'm looking forward to it. And again, you remember the consideration. Put in the light in the base, you know, just a little, even the base would light up, let his eyes light up, and then the scepter light up.
Oh, that would have been killer.
Killer.
Yeah.
Killer. We want to sing your praises, Sideshow. We have several Sideshow pieces. It's just the little things that really take away from it being a really stellar piece.
Now, again, cost. What was costing this?
Total ship was $250. So I want to say
that's not bad. I would actually pay $400 for that extra light. You know,
don't encourage them.
No, but but I would actually pay. You know what? If the eyes lit up, you know, this lit up, you know, the scepter lit up, I would have been sold.
$350.
Somewhere on there. You know,
come on, because it is not $150 more for all that. You gotta think what it costs to put it in.
Yeah, well, you gotta think about, you know,
engineering,
yes.
the LEDs, the batteries.
The time, yeah.
I give it $100 more. $350 with all the light up features, I'm there. That's the same thing with the Mythos. I thought it was cool. I wanted that Obi-Wan, but at the price point, $300 to $400, I was like, nah, not for 1/5 scale. And now, unfortunately, it's increased in value. So again, I missed that line, but I don't regret it because I refused to pay that price then. I do regret it because I don't have it in my collection. But I do admire it from other people's collection. I've seen them in person. They're nice pieces. So again, continue on with the 1/5 scale line. For those that may not know, they have a Thundercats 1/5 scale line. They have a Mumra, a Lionel, and a Chitara. I think Panthro's been announced. It's okay. It's not as great as the Master of the Universe and the Mythos line. And this is coming from collectors, not me. I haven't seen it in person. But it's the poses that people are having problems with the Thundercats line.
But the poses on these are just great.
And you're going to see it in a few minutes when we do the 360. The She-Ra looks great. The Evil Lyn, the He-Man, and I wish we had Skeletor because Skeletor is the cherry on top of the sundae.
You know, I do love the hat on Orko. How it's just bent and it's distressed. Again, the paint is really good.
Spot on from the one of the best we've seen from Sideshow in a while.
Good job. I mean, I may collect it, but I don't know.
Oh, that'll be something.
Yeah.
Man, what is the last Sideshow? I don't think you have any, do you?
No.
Just the Optimus Prime?
It was just the Optimus Prime.
Yeah, see that Sideshow? You get Diego to buy it. He hasn't bought a Sideshow piece in, what is that? When did you get Prime?
It's been a while. You know what? Well, I've actually bought
Sideshow. That's Prime 1. That's not Sideshow.
Yeah.
Optimus was...
But this straight Sideshow was just Optimus.
Ooh, that's something.
I did want that Skeletor one, but the price range wasn't. I'm at that point where I don't want to pay $500. What was it? $500.
It was close to $5.
Yeah, it was close to $5, right?
Close to $5 for Skeletor, and it's 1/5 scale.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay more for less.
For less, yeah. I'm with you there.
Okay. So there you have it firsthand. We pay attention to things and we see things that we want, but sometimes the price keeps us at bay. I'd like to make one quick point off to the Transformer review that you can find on our feed. The Starscream was $1,200, right? But when you get it in hand, the paint, the quality, the weight, the presence that piece has, that and the size, it was 28 inches of awesomeness. $1,200 I can deal with. 1/5 scale, keep that at about $350, $400 max. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
But if it had special features, like say for example, if this was lit up, the eyes lit up, something, man, it would have been spot on.
Yeah.
But
so it's a nice piece, very nice piece.
Yes, very nice piece.
Very great line, Sideshow. Continue the great work. I look forward to your next MOTU piece.
Yeah, especially the book. I mean, what I like about the book, again, it's like it's got every little detail in that book. The spells, the different language. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to display it. It'll be interesting. But stay tuned. We're going to have the 360 of all 4 pieces coming up. And for this edition of Geek Culture, we'll see you geeks next time.